after the pivot off of Impaulsive, I was in a state of fear. I just didn't know where to take things and I didn't know what to do. And so I prayed and I said, God, like, where do you want me to go? And the reason I'm not upset with Logan or Mike anymore is because I had a lot of learning to do. I had to grow up. I had to learn how to deal with things I didn't know how to deal with. And I learned a lot through that obstacle. So to be honest, like, I thank God every day for what happened. So when that happened, I asked God, I go, what do I have to do? And God was like, you need to stop pretending to be you and be you. What you are is somebody who cares about people and wants to understand them and see them in a different light. And so then while I was praying, I saw me having a conversation with Andrew Tate, because while all that was going, I would always defend Andrew because I already knew where his direction was, but I knew his deliverable was wrong, right? And we have that a lot in this country. There's a lot of people that say they won't vote for Trump because they support his views, but the way he goes about speaking them is like hard to defend them. So in my heart, I was like, man, if I could have a conversation with Andrew, I wonder if I could bring out a side of him that like people will be like, okay, I get why George likes the things that he talks about. Now, I don't know the man at all. And I just started putting my head down and working and opportunity came. And when that came, I was just like, this is insane. And I knew that this episode will dictate where I go next. Right?
And how was it a conversation between your team and his team? How did it?
So I would wake up every day, not even exaggerating. Wake up every day, I'd be like, guys, we're gonna have an episode with Andrew. It's gonna change our life. Like, and by the way, we had no leads. And then one day I had a Patrick Bet-David episode, and me and him got along very well afterwards. While that episode went live, Andrew reposted something that I said, and I was like, yo, if this isn't my opportunity for it, I don't know what is. So I reached out to Patrick and I said, Pat, like, you don't have to do this, but if you could, I'd really appreciate just the introduction. I would love to just have a conversation. And he's like, wait one moment. Next thing you know, like, I get a DM from Andrew, and I was like, damn. And then he's like, do you mind coming to Romania? I said, absolutely not. I love trans. I went there, and while it was happening, we did an intermission. This is when I knew things were gonna be different for this episode. When we went to the bathroom in between part 1 and part 2, he looked at me and he goes, this is gonna do really well for you. And I was just like, oh, I just got a influx. I think I grew like 1 million people. Like, I had like 700, 800 on YouTube and a couple 100,000 on Instagram, and all my other channels just started going crazy.